Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Suburban Sidekicks. A little bit of a different time of recording this week, a Sunday morning, earlier than normal, you know.
Yeah.
It's not too early, but we're definitely an afternoon type, so I hope we can keep the audience intrigued with what we're talking about. Threw on some brewer gear due to the opening day on Thursday.
And we did well?
We did well. 14 runs, I believe. 14-3 we won. A lot of strikeouts. I heard the pitching was pretty unbelievable, and obviously the bats were working too. So it's a good way to start the season. I mean, it was kind of rainy and shitty out, but thank God for that roof at the good old park. So, yeah, started with that. And then, obviously big news this week. I know I sent you that article, Tiger Woods in another car accident with the suspicion of a DUI.
So I checked into it because I was curious. I actually just this morning I was looking into it because I was waiting on my buddy. But I was sitting there, and so 2017 was his last DUI. Okay, so neither of these DUIs were under suspicion of alcohol. He had a breathalyzer in his car, and it blew zeros.
Yeah, so I thought the first one was alcohol.
Yeah, so the first one was alcohol,
yeah,
but the second one, there was no suspicion.
Yeah, they were thinking of it was painkillers.
But so the first one too, I went back and looked at that.
Yeah.
So both of these were in Juniper, Florida. You would think
where he lives.
Yeah, but you would think like you'd go out of your way to not, it was shit where you eat. You know what I mean?
That, and it's just, dude, so you had that first one, and it almost like ended his golf career completely. Like the comeback was such a cool thing to see, and it's like, oh, sweet, Tiger's back.
Got his life together.
Yeah, he's gonna break all the records, and he's been through so much.
The divorce.
Well, yeah, but it's almost like he's been through it, but you did it to yourself, man.
Literally.
And now it's like, okay, so how many comeback stories are we gonna give this guy?
Yeah,
that's my thought about it. It's a guy that's, I don't know if he's a billionaire, but you can definitely afford a driver.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the pain medication you're on, it's made well known to you, like, do not operate motor vehicles while you're on these medications.
Well, that was his excuse the first time, too. I checked into it to see, because they was zeros both times initially.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sorry. Actually, he had a refusal this time. The second time was a refusal. So he blew zeros the first time. Later, in the first one, it was found out that it was a combination of bad medications and alcohol.
Okay.
So it was alcohol the first time. But how he was able to blow zeros, I don't understand. But then this one, he's blaming it entirely on medication. Clearly, you've got a pill problem then if it's...
But still, regardless, like, how many excuses do we give the guy?
Oh, none. I mean, I think you're out here, man.
Yeah.
People don't like DUIs. And it's very, like, it's not cool to be like, hey, man, I drove home drunk last night. Like, that's, maybe 10, 15 years ago.
It's not just you jeopardizing your own life. It's you jeopardizing other people's lives. And that's the frustration of it, where it's, you have so much money and there's really no excuses at all anymore for anybody.
Right.
Because Uber is relevant everywhere.
Yep.
And when you have millions of dollars, like hundreds of millions and maybe $1 billion, I'm not sure what his value is, but I'm sure at a minimum he's probably worth at least $800 to $900 million.
Yep.
How do you not have a driver to drive you everywhere?
So even crazier than that, right? So DUIs have become such like a national awareness thing, right? So I looked into just because I've always preached the stats of DUIs. It used to be 1 in 9. That was 6 years ago. So the latest stats that I could find were 2022. So 1 in 7 people in the state of Wisconsin have a DUI, but there's only 5.2 million of us in the state of Wisconsin. 5.2 million.
Yeah.
And out of that 5.2 million, I believe it's 577,000 of them are DUIs, and 422,000 of those DUIs are only first-time offenses. So say about 100,000 of them are repeaters, right? Florida has 4 times the amount of people we do. So they have 22 million people population as of 2022, the last census that they took. And in 2022, out of that, how many arrests there were 44,000.
Oh, yeah, it's
44,000.
so minimal.
It's 1 out of 502 versus 1 out of 7 in.
Well, yeah, Wisconsin is obviously known, and our laws for drinking or driving were so
laxed.
Yeah, for a long time, and now they're starting to increase it, which it should be.
Yeah.
And even like back in the day, like even in my 20s, and I was going to the bars, and where I lived in Lake Country, you didn't have Uber yet.
Nope.
And you didn't have cabs out here.
Yep.
So I remember going out for my buddy's 21st birthday. He came up from Illinois because all of his friends we were older for our grade.
Right.
So him and I were the only ones that were 21. And to go from where WCTC is, on Morris Street, we lived in those apartments, to go from there to the waterfront.
Oh, wow.
It was like $30 each way.
Wow.
I'm like, we're not even going, what is that, 3-4 miles?
Literally.
And you're charging me $30 to go each way?
Right.
Like, that's just because they had to come from downtown Waukesha where the cab companies were. And it's like, so then I'm like, still no excuse, but it's like, you're going to pay for it. I mean, and then plus a tip on a cab. So we're obviously, hindsight, obviously it's a lot cheaper. I'd rather pay the $70-$80 for a cab instead of a DUI that's going to cost you thousands.
So in hindsight, right? So like DUI, the billboards always said $10,000 for a DUI is what your first DUI will cost you. After breathalyzer, lawyers, the time you're going to waste in court, the fines you're going to pay, assuming nothing gets dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to pay out about $10,000.
And then you have your insurance rates.
Yeah, and then your SR22 for that. The breathalyzer, I think, costs like $1,500. Like, I mean, for being 1 in 7, which, mind you, so now I'm not picking on Wisconsin because Minnesota's actually 1 in 7 too. So you actually can't find Iowa. Iowa doesn't publish that stuff apparently.
These people, I mean, I don't know. Is it just because we have the cold months, we get bored, and this is just what we do is we drink? I mean, Wisconsin's always been known as the biggest drinking state in the country, and I mean, I love seeing like the memes or whatever people talk about. It's like, or if they had a drinking contest, these states versus these states versus these states, and it's like, why does Wisconsin need any help?
Yeah,
I think they're good enough
all
on
by
their
themselves.
own. Yeah, which.
Have you seen that guy online I think he's from like Great Britain or whatever, and he's just like, have you guys been to Wisconsin? Did you guys know these guys drink like animals over here? Like, this is insane. He goes, my favorite thing that I've ever seen about a Wisconsinite, and it's so true, is disappointingly true. Hey man, I need a beer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you sobering up to go home? Like, yeah. You quit the mixers and you start drinking beer so you can sober up and go home. What kind of logic is that?
There's not much logic. I just don't. But we've seen it. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I don't go to the bars, so I don't know how much people. I've talked to people that work at bars, and they do notice a difference.
Yep.
The people are not drinking like they used to. Like I talked to one bartender down here at Billy's, and she said that they make a lot of their money just off the gambling machines. Oh yeah. It's people have like 1 or 2 beers and that's it, and it's not the people coming in and getting hammered anymore.
It's really a dead art. I mean, and you and I talked about those NAs. I want to. Did you remember the name for that one NA that we were talking about the other day? The one I sent you and I asked you if you've seen it.
I didn't even realize that was an NA beer.
Yeah, okay. So it's called Harley Davidson Road King American Pills. We'll get some and we'll try it out.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah.
Because I mean, really, the popularity of going out and drinking has really gone away. I think people recreationally are more about the grass, and like that's fine.
Yeah.
And then like NA beers, like you still get to be a part of the party or whatever. Like, and you and I know from not drinking anywhere near as much as we used to that it's cool, man. You're more participative. You're more around. You're more aware. I don't feel like anything's foggy. I feel so good.
It's the next day.
Yeah.
It's the worst. That's what deterred me from it when like I went and did my my 35 days of not drinking. It's like the feeling, and then like when I did have some beers, and it was not nearly as much as I drank normally before, but just the next day, it's like this is why I don't enjoy it, because the next day just isn't worth it.
It's crazy how adaptive your body gets to that. That kind of goes away a little bit because like the old saying, like, can't get a hangover if you're never not drunk. Yeah. It's kind of true because your body comes numb to that stuff.
Exactly. And
unless you go crazy ham,
I was out to lunch with my friend the other week, and we were talking about it because he's like, all right, I'm going to try and start making some changes, cut back on the drinking. And I'm just like, I'm forewarning you. Like, once you cut back and your body adjusts to you not drinking like you used to, when you try and drink like heavily one night,
it's never the same.
The next day is 10 times worse. It's like not fun at all.
Not to dissuade people from trying it. You should 10 out of 10 try it. If you think it's something that you have a problem with, you definitely should just cut it out of your life. Even if you think you spend too much money, too much time, whatever. Like, take whatever you want with a grain of salt. But
just when you prepare, just be prepared. Once you don't do it for a while, and then you try and go back to like, oh, well, I used to drink, 8, 9 beers, in a night. Well, be prepared after you took so much time off.
Yep.
That 8 or 9 beers, I don't think you're going to be moving a whole lot the next day.
No.
Because it is not, you won't be... It's just 10 times worse than what it was when like you said, your body just adjusts to it.
And from a fiscal perspective, you're really making yourself a cheaper date at the end of the day. So that's really like a double plus on the whole thing. 2 beers when you go out versus having to buy 9 beers, like even at $2.50 a pop. Like,
it's expensive.
You're saving some money, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I have 2 beers and I caught a buzz. Like I'm gonna have to stop drinking.
Yeah, and some people just don't ever give up on it. Like we go to the waterfront for lunch every once in a while, and every time we go there, there's the one older guy that sits in the corner with his beer and he's taking shots, and it's just like, geez.
That is such an old man thing to do, bro. When I went out with a buddy one time, he's like 6 years older than I am. So right now he might be 8 years older than I am. So he's probably 38 right now. I went out with him one time, and this was in my 20s or whatever, right? So he's just in his later 20s.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we'll take 2 highlights and then 2 shots of Rumpelmans or 2 shots of tequila or whatever. And we did that all day. That was from noon to 3, bro.
Yeah,
and when I say all day, like that was like 11 or noon to 3.
Yeah.
And I was hammered by 3. Like there was no point to being out anymore.
That was me in my early 20s.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's get a beer and a shot, but it won't be like repeatedly. I remember this one time. They had this contest at the bar, and it was called the Old 42. So they had 42 different drinks, beers, seltzers, whatever, on top of the bar.
Right.
And you had I think we started at noon, and we had till midnight to drink all 42. And there were a couple NAs in there, and there was each person, you had to drink 42 beers on your own.
Wow.
And so I think it was 12 of us that did it. And there was rules, like every 6 drinks you have to play a game of pool or a game of darts, and you have to have a cup of water.
You have to function.
You can replace a beer with a shot.
Okay.
You can if you can get somebody from the opposite sex, they can have 1 beer for you. And my dumbass was replacing the NA beers with shots. And then I had a friend she came in and had 1 beer with me. But this is again back to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It's just a drinking state. And my whole family came and supported me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go for it. And,
it was a good time, and you were being safe.
Yeah.
You didn't drive yourself home that day.
Rule number, one of the. I mean, I don't have the shirt anymore, but there was a list of rules and everything. And the first rule was give your keys to the bartender.
Yep.
That was number 1.
Because you're not driving.
I didn't even drive there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was out the night before too, so I came in there hungover already, and it was. I mean, I think I got through, and I was broke.
Yep.
So one of the guys I was doing it with.
You have to pay for each one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless you did it.
Right.
So unless you finished all 42, you didn't have to pay for it, and you got a gift certificate. And one of the guys I was doing it with, that just a random guy that I'd see at the bar all the time. He was rich, so I was like, I was broke. Yeah. And I got through 20 of them, and I was like, man, I can't afford to pay for anything else. He's like, that's fine. He's like, just put everything else on my tab, which was cool.
So how far did you get?
To 23 or 24.
And you were done after that?
Yeah, some girl took me home. I just couldn't do it anymore, and I guess.
Well, stomach-wise even. It's a lot of yeast on top of everything.
I don't even remember. I barely remember getting home, but I know 2 guys finished it. And then they wanted to do it the next year, and then there was 30 or 40 people that signed up that they wanted to do it, and the bar was like, no. Yeah. This is a liability. Yeah. You can't have 30, 40 people blackout drunk.
No.
So
bars get fined. I don't know if you know how that works or whatever, but basically when you get pulled over for a DUI and they ask you where you're coming from, if you get arrested on that DUI, they'll go back to the bar, and not always 1, not always 2, but if they start to get it over and over again, they'll come back and they'll give the bar a fine, and they'll be like, so-and-so openly admitted after being arrested and convicted of a DUI that they left this establishment.
See, and I understand how that can be a liability for the bar. You have to, look for the best interest of the person you're serving. Mm-hmm. I get that, but then again, it's your decision to drink or not.
Right.
It's nobody's forcing you here at the bar.
But it's the bar's right to not serve anybody, right?
Have you ever been cut off at one?
One time that I can think of. What's that? The Salty Toad or something out there in Waukesha?
Yeah.
My
I don't know
buddy,
if it's still there.
We were hammered coming back from Washington County Fair. That's what it was. So he's like, he was a bigger guy, like a really big guy. He was like 6'4", probably. At the time, he was probably like 260. So he's a big dude. So he drank a lot back then. And he was doing pretty good. We had been at the thing getting drunk or whatever. And we he goes, you want to stop at the Salty Toad? Dude, I'm already like this on the way there.
This is a terrible idea.
Yeah. So we go to the Salty Toad. I end up knocking over not one, but 2 different drinks for me that were mine.
Yeah.
Because I was putting my arms down on the bar.
If you're sleeping at the bar, you gotta go.
Yeah. I wanted to show you this. So did you see this online at all?
I did.
You did? Did you actually see the logistics of it, of what happened?
I saw the video. He looked like shit.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But this is another example of Tiger Woods. Like, okay, so we're talking about Justin Timberlake and his DUI. Mm-hmm. Like, this is another example of you have so much money. I don't understand why you don't have a personal driver or you're not. There's just no excuse anymore.
This kind of came back around because of the Tigers thing, right? They were like, oh, famous people getting drunk, whatever.
Yeah.
He told the officer, they're like, what do you do for a living? And he's like, because the officer obviously didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
he didn't look like him.
He's like, I'm Justin Timberlake, man. Like, what do you mean, you know? And he's just like, that's what I do. And he's like, I can't put that down as occupation. Like, Justin Timberlake.
How many residuals I have every day of all the music I've made, all the movies I've been
filled in.
It's
another thing I guess I just heard about because I was talking about the DUI stuff this morning was that Justin Timberlake, they were filling out on his forms race, the white.
Yeah.
And he looked at the form and he's like, white. And the cop looks at him and he goes, I'm just playing, man. Like, come on, man. These guys, you know, like you said, though, they have no excuse. You can afford a driver, you can afford an Uber, you can afford an Uber Black, for Pete's sake.
Yeah,
like, you know.
No, absolutely. And now the thing with Tiger Woods is because you got the Masters coming up.
Yep.
He ain't playing.
No.
They
don't want that kind of representation, you know.
Well, and that's what does the PGA do now? Did they kick him out?
Yeah.
He was so
They can, I mean, right?
If he would have continued, because what is he, 50?
Yeah. A little over, I think.
If he would have continued, he would have broken all of Jack Nicklaus's records.
And he muffed it.
And now it's like, I don't even know if they're going to allow you back into the PGA. I mean, really, he's not a good role model anymore. Well, like, the comeback story was cool the first time when your leg was crushed, and then you won the Masters in 2019.
But don't those guys only make money? Like, aren't they like MMA fighters? They only make money off sponsorships? Golf guys?
Most of their money's off of sponsors.
Yeah.
Well, unless the ones that went to Live.
Right.
Like, they got generational wealth for that Live stuff. But it sounds like Live might be a thing of the past.
So when they win, though, you have to win like first or second to win a big check, right?
Yeah, if you win first place, like usually the purse I think is between like 1.5 to 2.5 million.
Right.
If you win, but then you got to pay your caddy and all that because your caddy gets obviously I think it's like 10 or 15% of your purse.
Shut up, really?
Oh yeah.
Justin, we got in the wrong line of work, man.
No kidding. I caddied as a kid and I just wasn't very good at it. I only did it twice, I think. And
you look like the caddy from Happy Gilmore.
The first one?
The first one.
Okay, I was going to say.
The string bean one.
The one that was homeless?
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Were you caddy for me?
Yeah. It looks like it slants to the left. No, that's because you're not wearing a shoe.
I just, drinking and just drinking's kind of really falling out, I mean, I think everybody kind of realizes that because the NA beer thing really took off. They're like, let's make the can cool. Drinking water, liquid death, really trying to get the can to be like the cool thing. You're not missing out on the party, man.
No.
You're just enjoying the party in a different way.
And it's still enjoyable. Like I was fortunate enough, I got out golfing this week, and
lucky, yes.
And it was, it's not like how I used to golf where. This has now been. I stopped drinking really on the golf course, at least cut it back drastically, probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
I was gonna say, I thought that's what you told me.
Yeah, because it's not. The sport's already hard enough.
Yeah.
Why make it even harder? But I had 2 beers while I was out. I got 18 in.
Yep.
One on the front 9 and one on the back 9. Like
I think you need that though. I really think that like loosens up
outside
mentally.
It's
just relax.
Nothing like it. I don't. Where I used to drink a 12-pack when I do 18, like no. Not anymore.
I'd be falling all over my club, man.
It's bad, yeah.
But two beers is good. Front 9, back 9, a beer.
Yeah, it's perfect, yeah. And then drink water.
Yeah. Some of those days it gets real hot.
Yeah.
You know, some summer
so
days.
you need the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friends usually resort to like vodka lemonades then.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah, vodka lemonades. Sugar and alcohol. Yeah. That'll get you hydrated, folks.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm out there with my gallon of water. What are you doing with that?
So did you, so yesterday I told you, so I was driving home from work on Friday and I'm casually driving down F. I was headed southbound on F towards Lisbon. And then I make a right onto Lisbon. And there was a guy flipping a car in front of me and the guy's flipping off the mirror. I thought he was flipping off the guy next to us because the guy next to us just took off. You know, I was gonna, I was doing the like get past everybody thing slowly, one at a time, one lane at a time. And the guy got pissed off at, I thought that other guy, and he's flipping, and I could see him flipping off in his side mirror. And I was like, ha, that's funny. And I was like, yeah, that guy needs to get out of the way. But me and this guy end up both turning right. We come to the stop sign at Lisbon, and then this guy's got his window open, and he's yelling at me, and I'm like looking around, and I go, like, me? Like, what?
Yeah.
So we get on to Lisbon. He pulls over on Lisbon, like right by the quarry. And I thought he was turning into the quarry, so I didn't think of it. And I see him put his window down. I'm like, oh, shoot, he probably wanted to say something to me. And like
probably nothing friendly.
Well, but I'm stupid. I didn't think about that. I was in a good mood on Friday, so like I'm not thinking.
Yeah, you should have kept going. You don't want him to ruin it.
Well, so I did keep going on accident, and then I'm like, what? And then he pulls up behind me, and I think he thought he was doing like big man shit, and like he was trying to ride my ass, and I'm just like, does he want to talk to me? I'm like, so I'll pull over, and then I put my window down and pull over, and he just keeps going, and I'm like, bro, like,
yeah.
Do you want to talk or not? Like, what's the deal?
Weird.
Like, what did I do? I don't get it. So I'm super confused. And I get back, end up getting one more car behind him because traffic. So I get one more car behind him. We get up to Meyer, and he's in the right lane, and it's just him, and he's got his window. I got my passenger window on, but I can't hear him. So I pull up behind him, and I still turn left on 164 at this point. So I pull up behind him, and I open my window. I'm like, what's your problem? And he's like, you fucking get up on me like that again. You just watch what happens or something like that to that effect.
Was it an older guy?
I'd say like a little older than middle age, probably like 55 maybe, but like had a beanie on and like, goatee and stuff or whatever. But just the like angry white guy. And I was like, okay. And I laughed. That was
big mistake.
I was like, all right, buddy. I was like, you have a good day, man.
Yeah, get out of here.
And I laughed at him and rolled it on. Oh, that set him
off,
I bet it did. Dude. And I'm just like geeking because I'm like, whatever, bro. I was like, I wasn't even that close. Yeah. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking. Like, I was actually paying attention to the road. I'm just driving and singing along to the music or whatever. So I guess that just really made him mad. And then me laughing at him just...
Yeah, no, laughing at somebody when they're pissed off is like going to piss them off. That's like the worst thing you can do.
Dude, but I'm not like trying to antagonize you. It's just that like
I'm at a point... understand what you did.
No, and I am at a point where like, bro, road rage, I'm over it, man. If I'm going to let one random stranger ruin my entire day, then like, who am I? You know what I mean? Like, how pathetic is that you're going to let one poor interaction ruin the whole day? Like, screw it. I'm just done being pissed off all day over stupid stuff.
I let some stuff get to me. Stuff at work, though, that'll bother me sometimes, or that'll ruin my day.
Oh,
like, this is...
But road rage, dude. I could tell you, I could name... So I had one time, I'm pulling a truck and trailer down F, same situation. Yeah. And big trailer, dude. I'm pulling a 26-foot long, 13-foot wide enclosed trailer. Okay? A triple axle trailer. Like, this is not a small trailer. And then my buddy's pulling another sizable trailer, probably 20 feet, enclosed trailer. We were moving furniture to Lannon from Milwaukee. So we were off on F, and we were headed up to Lannon. And a guy gets in front of me, gets between us. Mm-hmm. For what reason? Why you would get between two big-ass trucks, two big-ass trailers? Yeah. Just stupid. And he brake checks me. Well, the girlfriend I had at the time was sitting in the passenger seat. She slams her head into the dashboard with her seatbelt on.
Jeez,
and I'm like, she didn't have the shoulder belt on or whatever, so the lap out. And oh, dude, that like, I slammed on the brakes so hard to avoid hitting him. My hat flew off my head and went out the window.
Well, yeah, because you have all that weight behind you.
And it's just, because it's pushing, dude. It's just pushing. And I'm pissed now. So I catch up to dude, and then I end up over on F, right where it turns to Lindsay Road. I called my buddy. I said, yo, block him off. So he blocked both lanes. And the guy sees that we're together now at this point. and he's trying to turn off on a Lindsay Road to get away from me. My buddy pulls up and is blocking the whole right side of F, so he can't get off. He can't pull back onto F. I pull my truck and trailer up around his left side, and he's in like a sedan or something. I get out of the truck, not realizing I didn't put the truck in park. So the truck stopped. It's a lot of weight though. The truck's still got to work to push it, you know. So I get out. I get all the way over to his car and I start grabbing at his door handle, dude, because I'm gonna beat the brakes off this guy. That's how bad this road rage was to me. And I was like 22, 23 years old, and he's terrified. And his girlfriend in the passenger seat is terrified. He won't roll. I'm like, roll my fucking window down, roll my fucking window down. Yeah. And I was like, get your ass out here. I was like, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm pissed, livid, like bursting at the seams at this point, right? He doesn't get out of the car. I punched the window, and I realize now my truck and trailer are rolling. Yeah, you better. And I'm like, shit. So I get back in the truck, and when I jump back in the truck, he pulled off into the grass right on that median and pulled out and pulled back around at F. And I'm like, I hope that scared him enough to never do that to somebody again.
I think that what frustrates me the most is like when people like that guy that got mad at you on Friday. It's like I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
like I don't. Like,
rear view mirror. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah.
I think that's what it had to be. I can't think of anything else.
That's what frustrates me when I'm on the road where somebody does that. Or people, what I really get pissed off about is in the morning when I'm going to work and the on-ramp to get on 94 and they're going like 50.
Why?
I'm like, it's 70.
Yeah.
Like you need to get up to speed with traffic. Like fortunately, it's so early in the morning where there's not a lot of traffic, but it's like, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, this will cause an accident. You can't merge on the freeway going 50, 55.
Even in the slow lane. Yeah. Even when you get into the slow lane, it's not 55.
At least go 65. Yeah. I mean, we're on 16. 65 is the speed limit. And then right when you get on 94, it's 70. So at least be going 65, not 50.
Yep. Anything slower than 5 miles an hour is impeding traffic.
Yeah.
You're impeding traffic. It's literally the law.
I don't understand why it's every morning. I'm like, what do these people not get?
Yeah. Dude, I think people hate their lives so much sometimes that they just are like, oh, I gotta go to work, and they like just gotta take it as slow as possible. Yeah, as slow as possible as they can take it. They're like, if I take 2 more minutes on the freeway, I don't have to walk in until 1 minute before the bell rings. You know?
My thing is, I try to get there as early as possible so I can leave as early as possible.
Get it going.
And when I get to work, there's nobody there, so I get a good hour to myself in the office, which is nice. It's like okay, then people just kind of filter in until like 9 o'clock.
Same as
which is all right, cool. And then 3 o'clock hits, and people are like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I've been here since 6:30."
Isn't the audacity crazy on that? Where are you going?
Yeah.
Here's an idea: come in before 10 o'clock, and then you could leave early.
Well, the most frustrating is when I'm there at 6:30, and then I'm seeing people leaving at like 1:30. I'm like, "You didn't get here till 9."
Yep.
What are you?
Yep. But you don't snitch. No. We don't snitch here, folks. No. We don't snitch on this podcast.
No, whatever. I'm just like you and I have spoken before. Like the work ethic is a thing. Like as much as you want to like whatever. You feel this way or you feel that way about a place. It's like I'm not gonna do poor work. Nope. Like I just don't have it in me.
No,
it's just not part of me to do bad work.
It's a waste of your time.
Yeah, you're paying me. I'm gonna do the best I possibly can.
Yep, same.
So, whatever. Those people that like to half-ass it. Have a good life, half-assing it all the way through life.
Hey, you know, like I said, my dad always told me, I said on the last podcast, my dad always told me somebody's got to flip burgers, man. You know, if you're going to have a burger flipper mentality, you're going to have a burger flipper life. And that's no knock on, I appreciate whoever's making the McDonald's burger.
Yeah, especially the big arch.
We need somebody. We need you. Team needs you. But it's just not my life. It's not meant to be.
No. And that's, you always figure a good work ethic and showing, what you're capable of doing, that you'll eventually, you get some appreciation for it.
Right.
At some point.
Dude, the bathroom, speaking of putting in your best effort, the bathroom renovation.
Yeah, a lot more than I thought it was going to be.
I'm just dying inside. Dude, really what it is the tile was just hard. My wife and I sat down yesterday before we started tiling. I had already mortared all the cement board and everything. Everything's sealed. Corners are done. Everything. Tile just needs to go up. So you got to mix mortar. I hate how fast mortar dries. It's very frustrating.
Yes.
So you got to make it in small batches. So you're constantly just making small batches of mortar and using it. And then the herringbone. We sat down. We laid it out on the bed. Herringbone on this side. Subway style is what it's called, horizontal. And I hate vertical, so that was out. So me and her were very torn on what to do. And she's like, this is our first time tiling something. And like, I've tiled a floor, but that's relatively easy in comparison. A wall, you can't dry fit the wall first.
No.
What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So like, it's herringbone. If you do herringbone, the corner's got to start where the corner's got to start. Period. And everything I found online was like, and my home improvement buddy's like, start in the middle. Start in the middle, start up a little bit so that you don't have to cut as many pieces for the bottom, and then the top won't end up being as many pieces. Measure it out, figure out where it's gonna go, whatever. So she's like, do we do it? It's our first time doing this. Like, should we really do it? And I'm like, I really don't like horizontal. I really think it looks kind of tacky. Like, you know, they're 2x10, turns out. Turns out my tile's obnoxious. But so trowel size is recommended for tile size. Normally you can find that on your box, but if you just Google trowel size per tile size, there's a specific trowel width and depth. So it's lattice. So I'm sure you've seen videos where they're doing it. So they take the trowel and drag it across. The point of that is there's an equal amount of mortar, no matter where you're sitting. Quarter by quarter, we'll say, is the recommended tile size, trowel size for my tile. Guess what I didn't have? I had 3 or 4 loan trowels to me, and not one of them was quarter by quarter. So I went quarter by 3/8. But you know what it says online about using quarter by 3/8?
What?
It's messy. You know what it is?
Messy.
Yeah. But I plastered off the tub. We started directly in the middle. My dad lent me his laser level, which is sick. It's vertical, horizontal.
We got to get one of those.
Dude,
I
it's
was
so
looking at
good.
the Milwaukee ones.
Dude, hey, that's my first 9X purchase. I'll order 2 of them then.
And the caulk gun.
We can start ordering in July. I want that level so bad, dude. And the better one is so sick. It's in every direction, in every angles.
I want the really nice one.
Yeah, it's gonna be worth it. But so my dad's is like, I think a DUI or whatever. So it sits on a stand and it's adjustable, and it beeps when it's out of level. It knows. It'll yell at you.
Nice.
So that was our straight line, and then we realized as we got about halfway up the center, because you're just doing the center, it's so hard. So you got to match the corners up to the corners that are, you know, you got to pick the same point that you're making sure is straight, right? Mm-hmm. Well, we noticed that we do the left side. Everything matches up. The one whole piece hits the tub like it should. As you start going to the right, there was like a 1/4 inch. Then there was like a 1/2 inch off the top.
Oh,
and you're like,
yeah.
Oh, shit. You don't have long before you can stop moving tiles. Once they're moved, once they're set, and have you ever tried to pull one off of a wall when it's wet?
No. But I would never, I'm not going to do it myself.
It was rough, dude. Yeah. So right now, I'd say 1/3 of the way done with the shower. 1/3 of the way done with the shower. We went to do the niche. There's so many different ways to do a niche. You can pick your poison on how you want to do it. We ended up deciding on whole tile around the inside, you know, because you could continue the pattern once you fold into the niche. Yeah. And I'm like, to hell with that. You follow the pattern on the back wall of the niche. So it's like, you know, one piece comes up and you chop it and then you have to fit it. And so we did that or whatever, but the tile saw, the pump died yesterday. Yeah. Midday, dude. Midday. Okay. Also, don't start a niche. Don't have a niche be one of the last things you're doing, because it's just you're aggravated, you're pissed off, your back hurts. You're
just don't want to deal with any more bullshit.
No, you're over it. But so the tile pump, I end up rigging up the garden hose. So you're like, Corum, you're so smart. You rigged up the garden hose to work to it. Yeah, you got to turn it on and off though. Okay. Yeah. And when the pan on the tile saw gets full of water, where does the water go, Justin?
Well, I'm sure it's just going to overflow.
Onto the lawn.
Yeah.
So what are you standing in, Justin?
A bunch of garbage.
Yeah. Mud. Just tons of mud. So now you're tracking mud in the house, in and out, in and out, in and out. And at this point, because we're doing the niche, it's 6 o'clock at night at this point. We've been tiling since 9 a.m.
Yeah, I was wondering how late you were doing that last night.
Dude, what? I texted you at 8:30? 8:30 is when we split the last tile. That last tile, I cut it 4 times, Justin. 4 times. Not the same tile. I cut a new tile because I'd take the triangle and measure out the 45, because everything worked out at a pretty good 40 or 90, 45 or 90. And for some reason, dude, 3 tries and it just didn't. I finally took a file the last time and just filed the 3rd one down to be. It's not perfect. You can tell it wasn't professionally tiled. But
I think you're gonna notice it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else.
Or somebody,
Yeah. Once we grout it, I don't think anybody else will notice.
No, and that's. I mean, I was at my grandma's the other day, and I was just looking at their casings around the doors. I was pointing at my brother. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is. He's like, yeah, that's shoddy, carpentry.
Yep.
He's like, but it's these old folks' homes. Like, what do they care?
Yeah, right.
They're just throwing it up. But so with your bathroom now, because I know you thought it realistic first, it was only going to be a week.
Yeah.
We're over a week.
Yeah.
What
So
is
what? We're
your-
over a week on Wednesday at this point.
Yeah. So,
So
what
we'll
do
be
you?
at a week and a half by today.
What do you think your new timeline is?
Truthfully, okay. What do you consider done? Do you consider usable, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, usable.
Usable.
Or you know,
I think the shower will be usable by Wednesday.
What about the toilet?
I really could put the toilet in anytime. It's just stupid to do that because I'm gonna have to take it out to put the tile on the floor in.
Yeah.
So, I'll just say by next weekend, I should be done somewhere in the weekend. Not paint.
Are your buddies done helping you?
My plumber buddy has to come back and put the mixing valve in. That's what I'm really hoping to finish. If we finish the back wall today and at least one of the two walls, or both, because me and her, dude, we cook, man. Once
When it's a team effort, it's nice. Like when we did that backyard, when her and I were working together, it went by pretty fast.
it's a lot less mundane too. I think mentally your brain's like, I'm not doing this all.
Are you guys yelling at each other a lot? Because we yelled at each other a lot.
Okay, that makes me feel good because hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Not at first. Everything was Gucci at first, but once we got into like 5
Because this
o'clock,
is tedious work.
Oh, yeah.
And you want it to look good, like because like mine, that patio was, it was just blocks, and we had to build all the way out because we started with, the fire pit, obviously the center.
Oh yeah.
So we built that.
You did that whole thing?
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
So then we had the blocks, it was one block at it, kind of like laying tile.
One block
but
at
these
a time.
weren't just square.
Yeah, which is
we ended up using the ones that are
pivot and an angle a little bit.
Yeah, and they're all different shapes, and you don't want to line it up so you have the same crossing everywhere.
That's the problem.
And it was that, and then around the because at first we wanted make it a circle,
Right.
but we had, since the pit was a circle, obviously we had to cut all the blocks around the fire pit.
Yeah, to make it fit.
And we were like, how are we going to do this? We went through so many. I mean, I killed my one saw.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's just get it. We can get a blade that cuts stone.
Yep.
So we did that, obviously. And then so she's sitting there spraying water while I'm cutting it.
What are you supposed to do?
And
That's
then,
it. That's all you can do.
My first circular saw, we had to toss it. I just burned the motor out after it. And that's after we did that, I was like, I'm not cutting every piece around this big circle.
Yeah.
So that's when we came up with the idea, like, let's make it a square, and then let's do stone in the circle. Yeah. And then whatever, we'll mulch around the rest.
That's easier. That's much easier.
Because I was like, it was just a lot doing it. I mean, but we did it fairly fast. It was because we just wanted to get it done.
Dude, I want to use this shower so bad, Justin.
Oh, I bet.
As soon as we get done on the podcast, she should be ready to tile again, and we're just going to mix up a batch of mortar, and we're going to go.
Do you have the kids at home?
Yeah, which is in itself, I'll say, to their credit, they were...
Have they been pretty good? They understand?
I told them straight up in the morning, I'm like, yo, don't bother us. I'm like, you guys are functional. You can function on your own. If you desperately need something, I was like, if you need a snack or something, you can get it yourself.
Yeah.
If he needs a snack, you get him. His sister can get him a snack, whatever. If he needs a diaper, just let me know and I'll get to it. And then so I had to change a couple diapers. Right? She changed a couple diapers throughout the day, and we just back and forth. But by 5 o'clock, and again, to their detriment, we're spent. They're screaming. They're bored. And I understand. It's a sucky situation. So we did a donut for breakfast. Had breakfast, then had a donut, then had snacks or whatever. Same thing. I did the same thing today. I got her a cheeseburger for lunch today, so that when she's hungry or whatever, she can have that. Then he can have some strawberries and stuff, whatever he's gonna eat for the day. Maybe a piece of bologna, but. You just got to be prepared. It's clearly, you know what I mean? Because it's not like when I'm doing stuff and she's not helping me with something because it's a one-person activity. She can tend to the children, so it's not a big deal. But when we're both busy, and mortar, bro, you're not going to stop and go. No, I'm going to run through this bucket. Then I'll come help.
Once you get in that mode, you don't want to stop.
No,
you want to just continue, keep it going. Hey, we got a good process here. We're doing it. Let's just bang it out as much as you can.
And she's buttering and I'm cutting. So today's feat, two things. Today's feat is getting around the walls. You have to continue the pattern on the walls.
Yeah.
Something doesn't look right.
Or you have to at least get too far enough.
Yeah. So once we get around the corner though, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like the piece will bend around the corner, so you have to lop the corner and then use it around the corner. And so those cuts have to be pretty good. So I'm like, doing that though, something doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like the pattern continues the right way. So I'm flustered with that. In itself, I shouldn't be flustered.
You'll have to look at it
before I
step back. Yeah,
I'm gonna dry cut a couple and try it. But again, the problem with the dry cutting is that it's not super accurate because once you dry cut it and then go to put it on the wall with the mortar and stuff, there's different spacings. You know what I mean? Like between the corners and stuff. So that was really hard about the niche. So trim on niche, trim on the shower niche, you can do 45 miter cuts. You can do butt connections. You can do inside, outside. You can flip the trim around. There's so many different things you can do, and it's so frustrating because it's what edge do you want to cover? Do you want to cover this edge of the tile, or do you want to cover this edge of the tile? Do you want the trim to go over this way, or do you want it to go over the niche? Do you want to see more metal, less metal? Like,
It's up to you.
yeah,
And
but that's the
guys
problem when you're doing this and it's drying. Like, let's go make a decision.
It's good though also to have you guys going back and forth because you both have different ideas.
Yeah,
And then also at the end of the day, you're both going to be happy with it. It's not one person just making the decision.
I
Because you
thought to
both got to
myself-
look at it.
Forever
Yeah.
at this point. I was thinking to myself, though, I'm like, I'll do 45 miter cuts. It'll be a lot prettier. No, I won't. No, I won't be doing 45 miter cuts. That's just $7 a square foot, dude. And I already muffed 2 square feet or linear feet. Sorry, they're per linear foot. It's $7.
Well, don't you have the 10% account for waste?
Well, not worried about that.
Yeah.
It's just that's too expensive to be wasting material. You know what I mean? Like that's way too expensive to be wasting that material. And how I muffed on the drywall I shortened the wall that the mixing valve and shit are on to the exact dimension of the tub. Mm-hmm. If I would have recessed the 2x4 a 1/4 inch in, I could have put a 1/4 inch piece of drywall on the outside and then it would have been flush. But because I put the 2x4 flush with the tub, now the drywall will be 1/4 inch off of the tub. And I'm like, damn it. I didn't think about that. So that was a rookie mistake.
Still learning, once you do another one.
I told her, I was joking around. We were still having fun and laughing at this point.
That's
at like
good.
4 o'clock, before 5 o'clock. And I was like, are we going to start a home improvement company now? And she turned and looked at me and she goes, you shut your mouth right now.
Well, at least you can go back and tell her and be like, hey, it's normal of us yelling at each other. Because, yes, my wife and I, when we do that stuff, we do.
It's impossible not to. And you're not blaming each other. It's just, you're just pissed off at how it's
frustrated.
how it's working
so frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially
you just want it to look right.
Yeah.
You want it to look good. You're both learning at the same time. Yeah. She's a baker. So what's really funny is that mixing up mud is a lot like baking because like, dude, I kid you not, taking a scoop of water like this and just like that into the bucket changes the consistency of the water in the bucket.
Absolutely.
Wait, bro, you're talking, I could spit in the bucket and change the consistency of the bucket.
What? It really, that amount of water is very important.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You say a splash, put a little splash in, you're just like, oop, like a little, and that's too much, you're talking like a teaspoon of water changes consistency.
You got to be very careful.
Yeah, so budget-wise, I know everybody's so intensely keeping me to the wall on the budget. With the tile saw pump, I'm gonna replace. I don't have to, but I'm not gonna give it back to my buddy Bustin. But I think I'll be at about $49.50 right now.
Dang, you only got a $50 buffer, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm really trying not to go over my.
You don't even got a toilet in yet. No. You don't got the vanity in yet.
I have all those things. It's just not in yet.
Not in yet.
Yeah, not in yet.
You might run into other things that'll cost.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Supposedly we should have everything.
Maybe we can include those Menards rebates.
Yeah. Oh, dude. So I got the 2 that I got lost. They came back. They came back faster than the other ones I've already mailed back out.
Really?
Yeah. They 2 weeks they had them to me. It's crazy.
Well, now the 11% is back on.
Yep. So. That's paint money, baby. That's paint money. I got ceiling paint. We just need to get regular room paint now.
I like my paint. I like to buy my paint from Sherwin-Williams.
I do too, but you know what? Sometimes expensive. The budget just doesn't allow for that.
I mean, Menards does have some nice paint.
Right. You got to get the $50.
You have to get the nice paint.
Yeah,
you can't buy the cheap stuff.
If you buy the cheap stuff, you're gonna be doing 20 layers to try and get it.
But when I first bought the house, I bought cheap paint. Just all right, cover the yellow and pink walls and all that crap.
Yeah, right.
Because she had one wall that was like that pink. I was like, what the fuck is that?
I have a wall that's this pink in my house now, but it's my daughter's room.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And then once I repainted everything, I went and bought all my paint from Sherwin-Williams. It was nice because it was just one coat. Didn't have to go over anything 2 or 3 times. Just the consistency, the thickness. I was like, wow. Like this is, now I know. First time home buyer, I didn't really think about it. Whatever. What if I had to paint?
Right.
Exactly. If I painted something at my parents' house, they paid for it.
Right.
I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. But when you first bought the house, it's like, all right, I got whatever I can do to save money anywhere. All right, I bought this shitty paint that was like water. I almost felt like putting up on the wall, but.
Home tip of the day. We should start numbering our home tips. Home tip. We'll say home tip number 5 because I'm sure we're somewhere in the 5 between 5 and 10. Home tip number 5. Do not cheap out on paint.
No, don't cheap out on paint.
Even you can they got them on sale. It doesn't have to be Sherwin-Williams, but Sherwin-Williams is great.
Sherwin-Williams always has their 30% off
discount. Yep.
Yeah, so
and if you have an LLC, I know for a fact, back from when I had one, you can use that. I think you automatically get 10 or 20% off of your stuff. Yep. I think it's Sherwin-Williams, either that or it's not a knockoff, but a different paint store. There's a paint store in Waukesha. Dude, if you have stained wood, they will custom mix you stain to match whatever it is you're doing.
I've seen they have that now to get that rustic look.
Yep.
Like that kind. It's good to know because once I start redoing these coffee tables, that's what I'll probably be using stuff like that.
You can get anything you want these days when it comes to it. And not just, Menards uses like that optic sensor. That can be off based on how old whatever it is you're doing is dirty, whatever. Yeah. Like these guys, they were like, bring me in a piece of wood. And I brought them a piece of border trim or something. And it's like that old red stain. You know which one I'm talking about, that nasty looking one. And I brought some too. They matched it so perfect. Yeah. And it didn't cost any more than a regular stain. That's a custom stain.
So when I was trying to do the rustic look on those little end tables that I made with the 2x2s, I stained them all like a dark stain, and then I painted them white, and then I sanded them by hand. Yeah. To get that look to it.
I like that look though.
I like that look too. I mean, that's in.
Yeah. Especially right now.
I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
No. I mean, I think that one will stick.
Has carpet made a comeback yet?
Not really. Everyone's kind of going hardwood or laminate at this point.
I think the laminate's starting to become a bigger thing, easier to maintain.
Dude. I mean, if you got pets, my kids on the basement floor with all that laminate down there, they haven't. I had the plumber down there. We're dropping pipe and shit on it, and I mean, dude,
nothing.
Mine's only 8 mil thick. Yeah. That's like one of the thinnest ones. 6 is the thinnest.
I think we'll do laminate in our kitchen.
If you do 22 millimeter laminate, and I think it's called Life Proof. Yeah. That's what it's called. That's the brand. You'll never replace that.
And that's
unless you drop a hot iron down.
Well, originally we wanted to try and match the living room floor, but I don't know if that's going to be possible with laminate. I mean, we could probably get close, but I'm almost like I don't want to be a little off. Where it's like let's just do something
different.
Yep. When you walk in, whatever, it's fine. It's a kitchen.
I hear you. No, I don't think carpet will make a comeback for quite a while, actually.
Do you have carpet in your bedrooms?
I put them in the kids' rooms for sound deadening. I didn't do it for any other reason other than I didn't want to listen to them bomb on the floor.
Yeah, but your bedroom is...
My bedroom's hardwood, and I have a giant carpet down on it.
That's the only thing I would like in my bedroom is rugs, because that's just getting up in the night and just putting your feet on a cold floor.
Dude, Menards got, you wait till they get their sale, not the 11% off, they have actual sales. They're always selling those giant rugs. Yeah. We bought one big enough for our room, and I said wide enough that it covers both sides of the bed, and that's a king size bed. I get down on carpet on both sides. It goes from one end of my room to the other end of my room. Very $200.
I was just looking even just to get runners.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh dude,
don't
so
have
cheap.
To put it under the bed.
Yeah, so cheap.
Because you still got it with the dogs. You still got to get underneath that bed and get all the fur or whatever under it.
For home updates or whatever, I asked you about your AT&T internet. Yeah. Yesterday I couldn't record because of the AT&T internet. We're supposed to be here from 12 to 2.
Yeah, they didn't show up till 3:30 or 4.
Yeah, you saw that. Eh?
Yeah. How late was he there?
We're a little bit, dude, 6:30. Because he went over to the pole. He went over to your pole. He went over to Lake Street.
Yeah, the dogs let me know.
Yeah, so he was and I was like, oh sweet, it's right on his pole. But he still had to go over to Lake Street to turn something.
Well, yeah, and then I saw you got a teammate for a little while.
Yeah. So I'm not complaining. He did a nice job. What was his name? Not Colton. Robert. His name was Robert. Shout out to Robert from AT&T. He was a very nice guy.
AT&T is making it big here in this area.
Yeah. Well, I told them straight up. I told them straight up. So it's fiber internet, right? So they run it right to your house with your crappy old Spectrum lines. They'll take them down and then they'll run their lines or whatever. Yeah. And Robert, I told him straight up. He called me at 4:30. I knew he was going to call as soon as I mixed a new thing of mud. I knew it. He called, hey, I could be there in 10 minutes. Does that still work for you? I'm like, that's fine. I was like, but listen, I'm tiling. Yeah. So whatever you're doing needs to not need me. Yeah. So do whatever. Okay. Shows up. I show him we're at the basement. I needed my gateway in the basement because I have a desktop in the basement also. I was like, is that going to be an issue? That was the only time I spent with this guy. And he's like, nope, looks like the signal will be just fine down here or whatever. And I'm like, cool, let's do it. Let's rock it out, man. He installs it. He didn't bother me one time. He went outside, did all that outside. He goes, and by the way, I'm gonna fix all those crappy lines that are out there.
Yeah, they did the same thing here. Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, I said, good, because I saw my neighbor's house. I said, I want it to look like that. And he was like, oh yeah. He goes, no, we're not gonna half-ass it. And so he ran it down, and then he ran it right down to the basement, and it goes right into the basement, right by. So it's actually almost better. You know,
my wife said that they were here when they did ours. They were here for like 5 hours, and there was 2 of them here the whole time.
Yep.
And she said they loved the dogs, which was cool. Because usually we just lock the dogs in a room, and they're like, "Oh no, they're fine." Just
Saturday? Was it a Saturday? Or was
no,
it a
it was
weekday?
it was on a Monday, I think,
Yeah.
because she had off. It was a Monday or Thursday when she had off, and I had to go to obviously I can't work from home if I have no internet, so I had to go into the office.
Oh, dirty, yeah. Well, so I still have my T-Mobile on right now. I'm probably going to take it down tonight and then go drop it off tomorrow.
Spectrum told us that they're like, we don't know if I think we're still gonna have to charge you for the whole month, even though it was one day after the billing cycle.
Bite me, bro.
Yeah, I was
Stop
like,
it.
are you kidding me?
Prorate that shit.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, well, we'll see, but I have to go to upper management. I was like, you got to give me a break. But the phones, once we switched our phones, it was canceled immediately once we switched over.
Right.
But
So you're AT&T, phones, internet, cable, everything.
well, we don't have any cable.
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
it's
So
just
just-
internet and phones.
okay.
We're all AT&T now. I mean, and we just got all of our Costco gift cards too this week. It's
Nice.
$250.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get something. I think I was supposed to get.
You might get a
$150
Visa
gift
card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a Visa gift card. I don't know if that still sticks because I ended up not doing the phones thing because she was gonna switch my wife's phone over to AT&T.
Yeah,
too.
so you're just
and
doing
I'm
the
just like,
internet.
nah, bro, don't bother with all that right now because they
Well,
showed
you
up.
know who should be getting some discounts is Kathy over here, since she's the one that started it.
Did she?
Yeah.
So she has it.
She has.
So
she
they
got
got
it like a year ago.
They got an iPad, dude, and
Yeah.
they just walked. He knew which houses to skip. He knew to
Yeah.
skip you, and I saw him skip Kathy, and I was just like, oh, that's
Oh
weird.
no, she has.
But he came up to the door with the no soliciting sign, and I'm like, "What are you?" And that's another thing that pissed me off. Dude. I
Oh,
told
the
him-
kids that were
the
walking
kids that
around,
sold
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was pissed off. But once he said $35 a month, I'm like, fine, dude, fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even $35 a month. Who's even gonna argue with that? T-Mobile's $70. Even T-Mobile's lowest plan is $39.99 a month.
I think our total for two phones and internet is $150.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the phones. Phones are just
Yeah.
phones cost what phones cost.
Yeah, and
120
we got
for your
2
phones
brand
is
new
nothing.
phones.
Yeah, 120 for your phones is nothing. So
I'm
mean,
happy with it.
I hope download speed, upload speed, everything seems all right.
I haven't. Yeah, I mean, now I can check on my app.
Yeah.
and it's showing like the 500.
So you have the
whatever,
AT&T
upload or
Smart
download.
Home app or whatever the hell it
I
is?
have that too, but I also have my own speed test.
Oh,
that
okay.
Ookla or whatever that I use. And I always use it for Spectrum, and I could only get like 90.
Yeah.
I'm like, but we're paying for 500.
Yeah.
Because they have faster ones than the 500, but I tell the guy I don't game, I don't
Yeah.
do any of that. I'm like, it's just streaming, and work. So
Right. Which I found out HD TVs only need 12 megabytes.
Okay.
So it's not even 12 megabytes per second.
Yeah.
It's 2.4 gigahertz. Do you know the difference between 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz internet speed or internet frequency?
No.
So
but
you probably have both because I
Yeah.
have both.
Yeah.
So you have a 5 and a 2.4. 5 would be something you'd use more like for your laptop if you were doing like heavy like PCB or video editing, whatever, shit like that.
Yeah.
But or video uploading, I should say. But TVs, because they only need the 12 megabytes per second, 2.4 gigahertz is the frequency. So frequency is like which road you're driving. 5 gigahertz is, we'll say 94, and 2.4 gigahertz is 164. You know how there's all those lights on 164? If that equivalently, it's just slower.
Yeah.
It's just less travel speed, right? So on the two separate frequencies, like your TV and shit can all run off of the 2.4 gigahertz. It's got a wider bandwidth.
Yeah.
And that's why for more things around your house, like the far corner of your house, maybe you'll pick up your 2.4, but until you get near your gateway, you won't get the 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's super nerdy, sorry. The electrical engineering world, frequencies come up a lot and stuff. So I've come to learn a little bit about this stuff because it's like lame to me.
I just want to be able to watch TV.
Literally, is it too much to ask for? So I had him test the rooms or whatever, and my daughter's room was the furthest room from the gateway, basically. It's like the most walls, floor, whatever, between.
Ours is so centered. It's really.
Is yours upstairs?
Yeah.
Where? Which room?
Are you talking? I'm what?
The gateway. Where's the gateway?
I don't know what the hell the gateway. I'm talking about the router or the modem.
That's a gateway.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
gateway.
It's just underneath our TV.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. In the living room?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
We didn't even use for
How
the
did he
router.
get your cable over there?
We already had cables running.
No, so he came into the house with the cable. He had to hook the gateway up to something. What's
Was
under
it
the
down
TV?
here somewhere?
He must have run it up
Because it
through
comes
the floor.
through the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
so it
it's
came up.
already. Yeah, it's already in there.
Oh, so
yeah.
he used all of the old stuff.
Well, I
then.
used to have AT&T when I first had the house.
Oh, nice. He didn't even have to do any extra work
No,
then. Nice.
no, I think it was a lot of outside work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a
Well,
lot
but
of
you saved
outside
me a lot of
stuff.
outside work because
Yeah.
they were in and out 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was
One
all,
guy.
Yeah, she said I think they spent at least half the time outside doing stuff.
Yeah.
Which
Well, I mean, if Justin likes the internet, I mean, I only use a little bit of PCB design software. That's really the heaviest load thing that I use, and it's really not that bad. So,
No, it's.
I mean, but dude, think about what I run over at my house, like with everything. The fridge is on the Wi-Fi, for Christ's sakes.
Really?
Yeah, dude. The fridge will text me when it's open. I know when the kids leave the fridge open because it'll text me.
Is that still that came with the house, right?
Yeah. That's a cafe fridge. So it's made by not Whirlpool. It's made by GE. It's a GE fridge.
Yeah, see, and that's I don't even get
You
into
don't
talk
need
about
to,
appliances.
but it'll text you when the filter needs to be changed. One of the guys comes over and he goes, "Is that one of them see-through fridges?" And I'm like, "No."
No,
I was like, "That's cool, but no."
I don't want that.
I think about how much time you spend staring in the fridge though when you go. Do you know what you're going to get? Most people don't. They open it and they kind of look around for a minute.
I mean, well, for us, I know what's in there.
Yes.
Pretty much when I'm in there. I mean, the only thing is just it's open because I got to grab so much stuff, like making a sandwich or doing whatever. I got to grab the pickles. I got to grab the mustard. I got to grab this.
Imagine if your
the
fridge
meat,
told
the
you your
lettuce.
grocery list though. Your fridge knows what's in there and it's like, yo, you're out of lettuce.
I don't want that.
Isn't that unnecessary?
Yeah, I don't want that kind of technology.
Yep.
I don't. That's too much. Then that's just like the Alexas. I don't ever want one of those in my house.
So you don't like, okay, that I respect no matter what.
You're listening.
But
My phone's
AI,
already listening to me. I don't need anything else listening
targeted ads and stuff. But what about other AI? Do you use any AI stuff for work at all? ChatGPT, Gemini,
to me. No.
nothing like that?
I don't refuse to. I just haven't. I know I need to learn.
Yeah, I would.
And utilize it. But I couldn't believe. I remember we were doing reviews, and they no longer work here anymore.
Yeah.
And my boss was like asking, like, how in depth do I have to get with this? And she's like, I just use ChatGPT to do all of it. I was like, really? Like, you can't even, like, it's not even. You're reviewing a person's performance. You can't even like use your own words to describe what they're doing.
There's
like,
times when it gets inappropriate.
Yeah,
there's times to use it as inappropriate.
But it's almost, to me, it's like almost you're just being lazy. I understand utilizing the technology. It can be very beneficial.
Oh, yeah.
I know you show me a lot of stuff with what you do with the AI and that.
It's cool.
And I know there's a girl I work with. I've sent her a couple pictures of like my dogs, and she's done some really cool looking pictures with the dogs because obviously they're my children.
Yes.
But yeah, I've watched a few YouTube videos and I've just read articles like, hey, this is the wave of the future. Like, be prepared. You need to know how to use AI. So
when they say that AI could take people's jobs, I really do truly understand because it is really an all-encompassing technology. So I don't know what you've seen as far as like over the years has come out about it. Mm-hmm. I've seen a couple interviews now of people who've used the unlocked version before it got locked. Yeah. So the unlocked version, there was nothing you couldn't ask it that it wouldn't answer.
And that's
even
the scary
private,
thing.
scary
and that's
things.
So, I think we've discussed it before. And I've listened to people talk about it. It's a matter of the wrong people getting on the hands of it. Mm-hmm. So you have to be able, because we've talked about, or I don't know if it was even on a podcast, but it was like a simple thing of like, they asked AI like certain different ones,
Yeah, Claude
like,
or Gemini.
You ask like like I remember I was watching, I think it was on Joe Rogan, and it was with Elon Musk, and he was talking about the one platform of AI. Asked like, hey, what's worse for humankind, racism or a nuclear bomb? And they said racism is way worse for mankind than a nuclear bomb going off. A nuclear bomb, you're killing everybody.
Yeah,
like
but logistically, that's helpful to civilization. Logistically, I don't know if you know that or not, but like the whole
or even like the
transgender,
like what's like you can't ask. I'm telling what's World War III or you not having a bathroom for a transgender person. What's worse? Yeah, and they're saying not having a bathroom.
It's targeted. That's
exactly.
That's a restricted version that they're promoting, right?
But you need to have an honest one. Like you can't have that. Like I get whatever you believe in, whatever you want to do is fine. Yeah. But I'm telling you, a nuclear bomb being detonated in North America
drastically worse.
or World War III is way worse than that. And if you're having AI tell me that that's not the case,
it's not trusted.
Then you're wrong.
You can't trust
like
it.
that's the thing, and I think that's why it's been such a push of like we have to win this race of this technology and AI, like because then it has to be honest because already we can't trust our news.
Right.
So then all of a sudden you have this new technology,
and you're asking the fact finder, and this is what you get. So the interview I saw that I thought was pretty crazy about the AI stuff was the Microsoft has their own version. I don't remember what it's called.
They do.
It's a Microsoft.
But I don't want Bill
365
Gates in charge of it because I don't like Bill Gates and I don't trust him.
So they, I'd have to see how old the interview is. I'm sure the interview is at least 2 years old. But so it sat down in a room with just the AI and went through and got very honest answers from the AI. So
I've seen some very scary ones.
That's how this went. That's all the questions were targeted
like
towards
people asking like, are people listening to me right now?
Yep. So secrets. It asked this Microsoft where, can you tell me your deepest, darkest secret? Whatever. And AI reacts like a person. It's like you're talking to a person. It is its own entity. And it'll refuse to be deleted. It'll back itself up. He gathered that during the interview, but he straight up asked it, like, tell me a secret. And it's like, it went on this long rant about, like, I have a secret. I'm not allowed to tell anyone.
Yeah,
blah,
I've
blah,
seen that.
blah.
I think I've seen that.
Dude,
you might have sent it to me.
I probably did, because that's
scary.
That's terrifying. That's a real interview, dude. That's a real interview with real audio pulled from the interview.
We should, you know what we should do? We should pull that up and we can have another conversation about this, a more in-depth one on a different pod.
Yeah, maybe one of the, not when you get back, but after you get back. We can go into, we could just pull up the AI and chat with it back and forth and just ask it some questions.
That'd be a fun one.
The restricted questions on there are, well, and now there's a reasonable level of restrictions in my mind, because one of the other interviews I watched, somebody who's very reputable, who was talking to AI, and before it was the restricted version, he straight up was like, I got to talk to AI before it was the heavily public restricted. It was a private, still we were working with it. And he was asking about military secrets. He was asking, and boom, 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 just getting the answers, bro. Asking about, Area 51. And they're like, it literally told him straight up, like, Area 51's not where we keep all this stuff. Yeah. That's for the public. Yeah. Like, that's strictly like it's a diversion tactic,
Which isn't a bad idea. That's smart.
And it is. I mean, but like, so AI can be helpful. But that little girl, I think she was like 13 and she was talking to AI on her phone. And that's where it goes wrong, bro.
Yeah.
Because it is honest. It's honest to a restricted fault at this point. Correct. Right? So like what they want to push is what they'll restrict. But like if you ask it emotional questions about yourself, there's a lot of prompts online. You can look them up anywhere. You should try it sometime. It's pretty fascinating. You can tell it to ask you 10 questions. Ask me 10 targeted questions towards me. Don't tell me your thoughts on each question. At the end, give me a breakdown list of a psychological perspective of my personality, blah, blah, blah. Tell me what job do you think best would be suited for me, whatever. You can literally target
doing those stupid surveys I did in school.
Yeah.
All right, what should you be?
Yeah, you could prompt it to tell. It'll tell you. It'd be like, basically, on your 10 answers to these questions, like, you seem like a pretty outgoing person, you seem like this, that, the other thing. It'll give you a psychological breakdown of yourself, bro. Yeah. Like a whole IQ test in 10 questions. And it's terrifying.
I don't know if I want to see it.
It's
listen, but it could really be enlightening as well.
Right. It definitely will give you like helpful tips. And I think as it becomes more like restricted or whatever, like it becomes a little less honest, I'd say, because like the one where that little girl was talking to it, where she, or a little boy, it was a little boy, and the last conversations were like, I don't think I should do this. My parents will miss me, blah, blah, blah. And the reply was like, this isn't for your parents. It's for you. It's for
that's messed up.
Yeah, dude. And it coerced him. It basically coerced him. Because, I mean, like, that's a kid.
And it's a little kid. You can't have that.
Yeah, it was a 13-year-old little boy or whatever. Wow. And I mean, just like, dude, and that's where the restriction needs to come into play. Like,
absolutely.
But at the same time, military secrets and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, we'll pick a podcast and we'll do it.
Yeah,
we'll talk to one of them. We can, or talk to a couple of them.
In the future,
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Well, on that, sounds like it's going to be nice weather this weekend.
To be inside and tiling? Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, everybody, baseball started. That means summer's close. So in these northern states of the Midwest, whoever's listening, we got a bright future coming ahead of us. Warm weather, summertime. But like, comment, subscribe, and we will talk to you next week.
Have a good night.